Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar on Claude Code for Climate Risk and ESG Reporting. We will start in just 2 minutes. We are waiting for few people who joined through the various link across the UK and various parts of region. So currently I'm based in UK right now, and few people are joining through the Zoom, Google Meets, and other platforms, and a few people from the YouTube as well. So welcome to this session. We will start in 2 minutes. You can introduce yourself, your name, and from where you have joined for this webinar, and what you are going to expect from this particular webinar. So you can mention in the chat box, and we will start in 2 minutes. Okay, great. So we are on live now, and we are going to start our today's webinar. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome. For those joining for the first time, my name is Jay Shah. I'm a sustainability and climate professional with experience working across consulting companies, asset management companies, clean energy transitions, and ESG advisory services. So over the past several years, I have worked on GHG emission inventory, urban planning, urban infrastructure, climate risk assessment, double materiality assessment, scenario analysis, and implementations of various types of reporting frameworks, so that ISSP, CSRD, various US-based related California reporting work. Today's session on Claude Code of ESG reporting and the climate risk analysis is a core technical foundation for everything that follows under the climate risk analysis or the ESG reporting, that from transition planning to assurance readiness. So I'm really glad that you are here, and I look forward to our interactive session. So what you are looking on the screen currently is the title, which is very genuinely believe will change the way you do your job right now, and that is not incrementally but fundamentally. So Claude Code and the Claude for climate risk and ESG reporting is very important nowadays because of the AI era. And let me explain what that means in one sentence before we go any further. It means that by end of this particular webinar, you will be able to turn a plain English sentence, a description of what you need, into a fully working auditable ESG analysis. And that helps you to develop your analysis script in under various seconds and minutes, and there is a no coding knowledge required, not one line of Python language or any kind of Java language or any HTML language that you need to write yourself. So before that, we jump into the today's sessions. I will just explain where we are standing right now. So uh, this is the overall session for the climate risk and ESG reporting through the AI. I just want to make a note that to explain where we are into the end-to-end ESG reporting, climate reporting series. So those who have joined first time, we already designed a 39 module across the 6 phases that covering everything from foundations all the way through the implementations and ESG reporting roadmaps. So who are into this particular field, they can learn through the various types of stuff. So first phase one is the foundation. So this is where we started already and understanding the global ESG reporting landscape. the core sustainability concept of IFRS S1, S2, and CSRD architectures, and what are the ESRS1, ESRS2. The goal here is to building a regulatory and the conceptual clarity before touching any kind of calculation. Phase two is the technical methodologies, so that already going on, and that technical methodology covers the practical backbone of ESG reporting and climate scenario analysis. So that is covers the ESG related GHG emission analysis for scope 1, 2, and 3, double materiality assessment, impact risk opportunity, climate scenario, and so on. So that is a very technical methodology that we already covered. And just to give the update, we are going to develop 39 modules for the end-to-end ESG and climate reporting series. Those who are joined first time, already module 1 to 10 is already done. And if you have not access of this module 1 to 10 link, just comment in the YouTube, as well as follow me through the various groups that I already shared in the Instagram, so that you can get the details of module 1 to 10. In phase 3, we are going to see topical ESRS standards, ESRS E1, climate, environmental standards, social standards, and governance standards. And this is where you learn exactly what needs to be disclosed topic by topic. Then phase 4 will be the end-to-end sector applications, apply everything to real industries, from energy, manufacturing, finance, tech, retail, real estate, logistic, agriculture, healthcare, mining. As a ESG professional, you have to work across this kind of industries. So we will see that how ESG work differently across the various sectors. And phase 5 will be the advanced implementations, where scope 3, supplier engagement, ESG data integrations into financial system, assurance readiness, and all types of stuff that require for the gap analysis. And the phase 6 will be the overall synthesis, so building your own ESG reporting roadmap based on your requirements, based on your best practices and to end implementation strategy. So the idea is very simple. We move from frameworks, calculation, disclosure, sector use case, implementations roadmap, and this end-to-end ESG and climate reporting series is designed to bridge the gap between regulatory theory and the practical implementations. So my focus throughout this whole program is not just on explaining the particular standards, but on showing you how to actually apply them in real corporate setting using the various tools, calculations, and ready methodology. So if you are joining these sessions, you are not just attending a webinar, you are become a part of the whole end-to-end ESG climate risk reporting series. So the series include 39 modules in total, and we have already completed the first 10 modules. If you want to access all the modules, as I mentioned here, what you need to do is make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel first, and then follow us on the Instagram. I already shared my Instagram link in the description box. So because the full series is exclusively available to our subscribers and the community members who are part of our Instagram group and WhatsApp group. So also, if you have not received module 1 to 10, don't worry, I will be sharing those links with you after this webinar. So make sure you are ready to subscribe and follow on Instagrams, and you will get all the 39 modules freely available, so that you can do your best job in your day-to-day life for ESG, sustainability, and climate. Now, for those of who working in climate risk, or anyone curious about how it actually works in practice, for the various types of analysis for the climate risk assessment, for them it is very important to understand that how it's work, climate modeling and climate stuff. So I'm also running the climate risk assessment masterclass, where we are going to deep into the scenario analysis, climate value risk, climate modeling. So if you want to move from basic understand to real practical application, this is something you should definitely explore. You can DM me directly on Instagram, LinkedIn, and I will send you the registration link with all the detailed curriculum for the climate risk series. So looking forward to learning together, and you can join our LinkedIn group, WhatsApp group, for the latest updates and what are the job opportunity across the globe. So now back to the our Claude Code webinar. So this there is a one surprise. I will tell you what this webinar's last part can do for you. So I want to spend a moment now on why Claude Code AI, that needs to be exist at all. So the problem it was built to solve with easy productivity and efficiency way. So because the problem is very real, it's large, and every single person in this room either lives in Delhi, work for alongside someone who does not work for the ESG and professional. So here we are going to start the session through the particular problem for the ESG reporting, and we are going to breaking the ground. So I want to start this slide with a question. So you can raise your hand. You can do a emoji as well, mentally or physically. So if you have ever done any of the following that can spend more than a day to clean your data before you could start any kind of analysis for ESG and climate. For example, maintain two or more separate spreadsheets for different reporting frameworks that contains largely the same numbers, and you might explain your calculation methodology to a new colleague or an external verifier to a third party verifier, and struggle to the particular point them to a single document that capture all of it. So if the all the questions answer is yes, you should hence your up into the chat box. So you are into the right place, and this slide is the reason that this webinar was built. So let me walk you through quickly the statistics that 73% of the reporting time is going for the requirements of analysis, not on strategy, so not on stakeholder reporting, and on getting the data into the usable shape. So this statistics comes from survey of 400 sustainability professionals in 2023. The second stage, that data formats, that there is a 10 plus data formats that you structurally created by yourself, and it's messy for each and every submission. So each source require a different handling before you can do any calculation. So third one is a 6 plus parallel framework, which is TCFD wants your data structure around risk category. ESRS and CSRD wants double materiality assessment. And for example, SEC in California in US climate rule that ask for a specific financial impact quantification for SFDR as well. So those kind of parallel frameworks that you needs to be done, that is underlying data for your scope 1 2 3 emissions, and largely the same across all the parallel framework. So that is why it is very important to understand why this problem is happening for every team. The fourth one is scope 3 category. There is a huge amount of category and typical calculations for the scope 3 calculations, and most of the companies are avoiding this scope 3 category at first year of report, and then slowly they are taking a few category. So each category has its own calculation methodology, and it's very typical to do manually, and it will require a lots of time to do those kind of stuff. So the problem is very real. It's a structural, and it's not going away on its own. So we have to calculate ourselves that how it's work. So I will show you the slide later today that makes this very clear. The regulatory landscape is about to make significantly worse, but right now let me introduce the tool that change can everything that you already doing for the various types of stuff. And that is why it built for exactly this kind of work. So next we are going to see the what is Claude Code. It is very simple AI tool basically, and you know about ChatGPT, you know about the Gemini, you know about the various types of AI tools in the market. Similarly, Claude is one of the tool. So Claude Code is a command line interface, a tool you run in your computer's terminal. Maybe you can also do through the web site as well. Built by the Anthropic company and one of the world's leading AI safety company. And let me give you a more useful definitions than a technical one, which is a Claude Code can do a conversion that writes a code by themselves, and you can describe what you need in a plain English. So this kind of things that you can convert your all the plain English into the summarized version, where Claude Code is giving you a good type of output. So, for example, Claude Code says analyzing particular request that writing a scope one calculations. So you can add more types of prompt. That script is now saved, and you can give the more prompts which is documentable, reproducible and auditable. So you are going to generate it again and again within a seconds and within a minute, and with updated data, and it will run identically. So it's help you to understand from plain English to the working code. You can see in the right side that uh, Claude Code can work through the plain English. You can just write that. You can create a Python script for me for emissions data, for IPCC data, for any kind of output result, and Claude will give you the exact output that you want. So here I want to just introduce the three key things that domain aware, that understand of the GHG protocol, TCFD, CSRD, GRI, ISSB, everything can understand by the Claude Code. Second is the context memory. So Claude.md, which is a markup language document, gives a persistent project memory. So your methodology, your data paths, and your frameworks that already loaded by yourself in your folder. And third one is iterative. So refine result conversively. So add intensity metrics and flag your on year for the increase over the 10% done, or the reduce on the energy emissions as well. So basically Claude Code can convert a plain English to the working code, and that is why it's a very powerful tool for the ESG and sustainability professional to automate your work and make sure that you are more productive and more efficient at your workplace. So we'll start with live demo walkthrough. Definitely, you are here for to see that how it's work for your day-to-day life. So I will uh, give more time to the live demo and walk through that how it's work for the any kind of Claude Code related stuff. So we will see the first example of from zero to GHG emission inventory. So GHG emission is a very common metrics that every sectors, every professional has to calculate by themselves, whether through the Excel sheets, whether through the various types of tools, which is a SaaS-based tools available nowadays. Because of the AI, SaaS-based company and SaaS-based tool is not require if you are smart enough. So if you are smart enough as a consultant, or you are into the in-house corporate company, then you can calculate the GHG emissions by yourself and not spend much SaaS-based related analysis or softwares and give the yearly subscriptions to the particular SaaS-based company. So let me start for the particular requirements of things for we are going to demo the version of GHG emission inventory. So this slide is the most important practical demonstrations in our kickoff session. So I want you to follow along with me mentally, or you can use your laptop if you have a Claude Code install, or if you have the Claude Code login already. So we are going to from a blank terminal. So I'm going to share my screen for the Claude. You can also follow me if you want. And based on that, you can see the particular Claude related terminal. And most of the people has used this Claude website or the Claude things. So on your laptop, you can install your Claude, or you can also access through the online as well. So we are going to go from blank terminal to a working auditable GHG emission inventory in few minutes or few seconds. And for that, you can download and you can see the data sets and the instructions. I have shared the drive link in the descriptions, and you can see those kind of all the things through the particular drive link. I'm also going to share into the chat box as well. So you can download your data sets and instructions that we are going to see in the Claude Code. So the basically the case is GHG emission analysis of 47 facilities of one of the biggest manufacturing company. So which have the 47 facilities across the globe, and the data is very messy to understand manually and to collect the manually. Also, they do have some of that data, and they do have the refined data. This is the live case study and the real case study that I'm going to show. And this is one of the client that I already solved this problem through the AI only. So what we are going to do, navigate your files or the folder to Claude. If you have the Claude Pro plan, then well and good. If not, just describe and attach the Excel sheets. Then say exactly what you need to in plain English. So let's start. First, open the Claude, go to the chat box. So here you can see the new chat, search, customize chats, projects, artifacts, and codes. So you can click on the new chat. We will go step by step, and then you can understand how it's work for the ESG reporting. So I hope you have downloaded the data sets, and you can also see the instruction as well for the particular prompts. So I I'm going to open the Claude Code and upload the two CSV file first. So you can also upload the two CSV file that I already shared in the dataset in the drive link. I'm just uploading the two Excel file, CSV file, which is emissions factor and the facility activity data for the first demo of Cloud Code for GHG emission inventory. Now you can see in the instruction that first, we are going to calculate the scope 1 and 2 for all the 47 facility. So I have two files now, facilities activity data, that is also CSV file, and emissions factors data, which is contains emissions factor by region and fuel type. If you are not aware how we can calculate or how we can download those kind of emissions factor, you can just comment or you can just ask questions in our community group, and I will try to answer for each and every stuff. So first, we are going to analyze through this file that what data we have, what we will need, and to calculate the emissions emissions to according to the GHG protocol standard. So first, we will calculate scope 1 emissions that covers all the facilities from natural gas, diesel, fuel, oil, and then calculate the scope 2 emissions from purchase electricity using location-based method, and add all the data quality checks for flag for any kind of anomalies that are helpful. We will see that how Cloud Code gives the flags for data checking and the double counting. Also, we are going to summarize that total emissions by scope, total emission by country, total emissions by facility type, because it's very important when you are presenting to your board or the governments or to reporting back to your ESG report. And also, we are going to create a presentation file and the detailed report of documentations file for each and every GHG emission analysis, which is very important to understand that how it's work, and it is based on the GHG protocol methodology. So this needs to be ready for external verification. So that document is helpful for your assurance ready projects. So now I have added the two files, and I'm going to add the prompt. So prompt, it's the real catch here, because without the exit prompt and without the smart prompt, you are not getting the exit output that you want. So for that particular things, you have to understand and you have to think that how the prompt that can be helpful for our overall work and for the GHG emission analysis. So I'm going to add a particular prompt. You can also see the particular prompt in instruction in the drive as well, and you can also copy paste that particular prompt if you want. So first, we need to calculate scope 1, 2, 3. We are going to generate the presentation, we are going to generate the Excel sheet, we are going to generate the word output as well. So this is the first demo that I'm going to copy paste that prompt. If the free plan has a less numbers of text, you can also reduce the text, and you can also add the particular prompt, single prompt 1, prompt 2, prompt 3 once they are getting the output. So I have few of the pro plan as well, so I'm just adding those kind of stuff, and I'm just clicking the enter, and it's working right now for the requirements of GHG emissions calculations for 47 facilities. So till the time we will go to another project, because we are talking about the productivity, we are talking about the efficiency. This is the why we are going to use AI very carefully, so that we can do parallel projects very well as a consultant or as a client or as a in-house corporate ESG professional. So till the time we'll go to the another project as well. Here you can see that it is working on the Excel related skills, it is working on the various document related skills, and it is working on the presentation skills as well. So I'm just click on the new chat, and I'm just showing you the next example of climate risk analysis. We will come back on the GHG emission analysis of scope 1 and 2 of the 47 facilities, and we will see that what are the progress on that particular projects. Now, here the other case that we are going to see is the climate risk analysis for particular requirements of uh, uh, climate scenario analysis. So, climate risk is now a central concern for any financial institutions and investors. So, regulators are required to calculate the climate value at risk analysis under the framework like TCFD, and also the CSRD, and also the IFRS S1 and S2. So, this our second demo is going to shows that how Claude Code can perform sophisticated climate risk analysis on an investment portfolio side. So we are going to analyze a $500 million portfolio across the different sectors and across the various geographics. So you can see the particular two files, that portfolio holdings that covers the 50 plus holdings, also the different sectors, different geographics, and different types of investment that they have done as a financial institution. And we are also giving the particular scenario, and you can also find the CSV file of the various climate scenarios. So here you can see the uh, quantitative exposure of the CVAR methodology is. You can calculate the transition risk, which is covered through the policy or the technology shifts, and you can also calculate the physical risk, which can through the acute and chronic weather impacts. So by combining of this both risk, transition risk, and physical risk, there will be the composite risk will happen, and we are going to modeling those impact to valuation modeling for each and every risk that are happening for our portfolio. So those are the climate related impacts, and risk categories can be the transitions, physical, and opportunity. And what are the scenarios that we are going to use? That NGFS multi scenario analysis, which is 1.5 degree, 2 degree, and greater than 4 degrees Celsius. So we will see that what happen if 4 degrees Celsius scenario is going as it is. What are the losses that companies is going to be created, and what are the regulatory alignment reporting work that needs to be done by financial institutions through the TCFD, CSRD, and IFRS. So for that, we need to prepare a detailed report. So we are going to prepare a CVAR detailed climate scenario analysis report that can be helpful for to reporting back to the regulations, and also calculations for the internal revenue. And also we will see that portfolio temperature alignment, that how it's work for the whole detailed analysis. So this things is calculations is very much done by the various types of analysis that can be done. We will check how it's work. So yeah, it's going well, and Claude is working very powerful. It will be generated through the Python analysis, Excel analysis, and it will generate the various types of charts, PowerPoint, and audit document in very few minutes. So we will see that how it's work for the climate risk analysis related stuff, and we will see that how it's work for the analysis of climate risk for the any financial institutions. So I'm going to share the another screen because it's working for the free plan. So I'm just going to the my pro plan as well. So let me know once you can see my screen. So here we are going to see the second demo, which is climate risk analysis for the 500 portfolio, 500 million portfolio that I already shared in the Drive link. You can also do the same things along with me. So I'm just adding the two files, which is a portfolio holding CSV file one, and the second, which is a climate scenario related file. So I have added different scenarios for different sectors, which help you to understand how it's work and how it's not work. We are going to have a question and answer session just after the one demo, so that you can have your questions ready, and I will answer each and every questions. You can type in chat box, and we will have interactive questions answer as well. So I'm adding the two file for portfolio holdings, which is a 50 plus related analysis. I'm just opening those two files just to show you that how it's work. So now I'm going to add the prompt that I already mentioned in the instruction file as well, and I'm going to explain that how we are going to calculate. So now we have a 500 million portfolio. For example, in India, any kind of bank like Kotak, Yes, or SBI has a different investment across the various asset, across the various mutual fund, across the ETF, and that value is the $500 million. Similarly, if bank of HSBC or Lloyd's Bank has given a $500 million loan to the particular industries, then their investment is going to be analyzed through the climate risk analysis. So they will analyze that how the climate risk, which can be a physical risk or which can be a transition risk, can impact on their portfolio, and whether the industry, whether the company or the particular asset is giving our return back or not, because the return on investment and the internal rate of return is very important for the financial institutions to survive in the particular market. So they are considering climate risk very seriously. For that, we are going to perform a climate value at risk metric analysis on investment portfolio. So what is the climate value at risk? Basically, it's a risk that gives you the understanding that after 5 years, after 10 years, if the business as usual is going on, then you will lose this much amount of money. So that is the value. It is called as a climate value at risk. It can be in percentage, it can be in the dollar, it can be the local currency as well. So we do have the portfolio of holdings, and we do have the climate risk parameters. So we are going to analyze the portfolio structure first and explain what climate risk analysis we are going to use for the particular assess of portfolio, and what are the TCFD recommendations for that. So what we are going to do is calculate the transition risk based on the three scenario: orderly transitions, disorderly transitions, and hothouse world, which is a NGFS scenario. If you are new to this kind of acronyms, just follow me on the Instagram as well as on the YouTube channel. I'm explaining this all acronyms in a very simple language so that you can understand very well when you are doing this kind of AI work. For each scenario, it will be assess for policy and regulatory risk, technology transition risk, market sentimental shifts, and what are the stranded assets for the fossil fuel exposure. So nowadays, coal, oil, and crude oil all are the part of the various types of pricing is going up. So this is the high time that where they are going to disclose their climate risk as well as the various credit risk for the scenario analysis. Then we will calculate the physical risk as well through the acute risk, which is extreme weather events by geography, and also the chronic risk, which can be the slowly temperature changes or water stress has been changing throughout the year, throughout the decade, and what are the impact of those risk into the portfolio. And third one is the supply chain vulnerability key findings. We will see that what are the risk for the supply chain as well, and what are the financial impact by 2030, and what are the financial impact by 2050. So overall, we are going to aggregate all the climate risk and cover the we are going to calculate the climate value at risk, and this all the metrics is going to be based on the TCFD alignment report. If you are not aware, TCFD is now dissolved to the SSB, and also the European standard is called as a CSRD, and it is guideline that climate scenario analysis can be done through the TCFD compliance, and it is very important to understand the governance, strategy, risk management, and metrics and target. So those kind of stuff you can calculate through this kind of Claude code, and we are going to copy paste that whole prompt from the particular instruction that I have been given. So I'm just putting the prompt that I explain what we are going to analyze and what we are going to develop on that side. So I'm just copy paste the prompt, and you can also copy paste your prompt by yourself. So now I'm just giving you. Yeah, so now it started the second demo that we are going to see the how climate risk analysis can be done for any kind of investment portfolio. So currently, Claude Code is reading the file. It is built the full analysis and the report in document manner that can be helpful with analysis and generate all the outputs. You can see that all the skills that connected, and for that you have to understand how the Claude is working for the Claude code and how it's working for the details out. So that is the back related design, and that how it's work for the climate risk and the ESG reporting. So you can see the running command for each and every analysis, and I have also installed few of the stuff that can helpful for the this kind of command. So similarly, we are going to also see the few question answers that are already I can see the few comments, and till now uh, this two projects parallelly working, and it's working very well for the various types of analysis that helpful for understanding of any kind of GHG presentations or any kind of requirements. So now the, the earlier project that is GHG emission analysis is now been completed. So I'm just sharing that screen, and I will show you that how it's work for end-to-end analysis that been happen. So just let me know when you can see my screen so that I can understand. So you can see the detailed analysis that already done. So what Claude has been done is I have given a two dataset file. Claude has read all the CSV file to understand the data structure first. Then Claude has understand and inspect the actual data, and then Claude has explored the data structure, emissions factor, what are the installed dependencies that require, calculate the various emissions for all the 47 facilities. I have mentioned that generate all the charts that helpful for my board presentations, and also build the Excel sheets that helpful for the overall dimension of the analysis. So this create a powerful generations of PowerPoint presentations, Word document, and the Excel sheet analysis that the calculations file generate lots of output. So here you can see the detailed analysis. So GHG emissions Excel file that contains this kind of stuff, and board presentations can generate this kind of deck, and also the detailed downloadable file. You can see those kind of stuff in into the analysis. So this kind of analysis can be done through the ProPlan, as well as lots of prompt and dependencies requirements to understand for that particular stuff, I will also explain in later on through this webinar that how it's work. So you can see the GHG emissions report of Excel sheets, which is showing detailed scope 1 2 emissions, and I'm just downloading and showing you exit the bigger picture of the Excel file, that how it's work. So you can also see that detailed analysis of Excel sheets that generated by the Claude, not by me, and it's just generated in the files. So you can understand the power of the Claude code for each and every stuff. So here you can see that GHG analysis report for the scope 1 to for the 47 facility. So as I mentioned in the prompt, it's generating a colorful Excel file, ready-made calculations along with the formula, along with the various data quality gaps that has been not marked through the manually. So here you can see the summary by scope. So scope 1 direct is through the natural gas, 78,000 for tons of CO2 equivalent, diesel, fuel oil, electricity, and the direct locations. So that is indirect location as well. Summary by country, you can see that various countries have the different scope 1, scope 2, and the total, and what are the percentage of the total for each and every facilities and country wise. So here you can see the facility details as well, that how facility level of GHG emissions can be done, and you can see that whole scenario for each and every details analysis for the summary dashboards. You can see the GHG emission report for the scope 1 and 2, and you can also see the facility details level emissions for the detailed calculations result. So this is a very manual task that if you are going to do, it will take months and months to generate this kind of Excel sheets. So that is why the Claude Code is very powerful to understand your whole work very well, but you have to give the good prompt, and for that you have to master your prompt and master your ESG reporting and climate risk analysis thought process. So you can see the facility ID, facility name, country, region, for primary activity, natural gas, diesel, fuel oil, electricity, scope 1 and scope 2 analysis, and all the document related notes that you can see here. So this is a very powerful generations, and here is the summary dashboards that I already mentioned. That total scope 1 is the 79k tons of CO2 equivalent, and the total scope, which is more of the total 90% of the total that covers the scope 2, and that covers the detailed summary of facility type, that four types of facilities, which gives different types of sites and the breakup of the facility type. You can also see the emissions factor, where you have to take a different emissions factor across the various region. So here the Claude Code give you the structure data, that how it's work for the each and every country, and how from what are the source of those particular emissions factor. You can see the top 10 emitters as well, which are the company or the facilities or the country which is a top 10 emitting facility, and based on that you can ask to the project manager or the country manager to take action of reducing those kind of scope 1 or the scope 2 emissions. And similarly, data quality, you can see the quality summary for the 47 total facilities that has been passed by 26, but 21 is the flag one. So you can see the recommendations by verify with facility manager, obtain supporting documentations, and other parts of regions that needs to be calculated through the facility managers, and obtaining supporting documents for the particular requirements of analysis. So you can see those kind of stuff, and you can have your data ready. I will just pause now, and I will just check the chat box as well as various types of questions that already asked. And then I will show you the GHG emission analysis report and the presentations that has been generated. So let me. So module 1 to 10 definitely I will be share with you, and I will make sure you are subscribed to our channel and the Instagram as well, so that I can share those people who already subscribe. So from where can I get the prompt is, you can see the drive link in the descriptions of this particular uh, YouTube descriptions, and I also shared into the chat as well. The PDF file does not have it. PDF file already have the prompt. So when you click on the instruction and the prompts, you can check the details when you just scroll down for the demo one, which is a GHG emission calculations. So it is there. If you are not seeing, then let me know. Claude Code has very less tokens unless you buy the $20 subscriptions. It will hit the rate limits. That is absolutely right. But it depends on how much your requirement is and how you are going to do. So if you have the small projects and you are going to do a free plan, I have done this GHG emission analysis report in the free plan only. So that is a very powerful thing that you have to understand when and how you have to utilize your tokens. You cannot ask the particular questions and not giving any kind of prompt to the Claude, and you will just run away through your tokens. So you have to be smart. Where are the skills in the share folders? So there are one PDF which gives you the Claude instructions as well as the prompt. You can scroll down. Can we automate this as a AI workflow? Definitely, it can be automated workflow and it can be generated very well. I will let you know how it can be done in this webinar only. Just one query, why Claude? So Claude is giving a good amount of analysis, good amount of content, good amount of memories they have, good amount of data set they do have. If you do the same things in the Gemini, they will not generate. Even you have the Google AI Pro plan, they are not going to generate the Excel sheets, they are not going to generate the PPT file, they are not going to generate any kind of detailed report. That is why I choose the Claude Code for particular analysis of ESG reporting and the climate risk analysis. Definitely, there are different AIs available, but my biasness is for the Claude is because of I like lots of analysis I can generate from the Claude Code, because I can add few of the dependencies and the skills whenever I require. Physical risk without the asset allocations, how correct that is. So if you can see the asset allocations which are part of the 500 million portfolio in different sectors, that is asset allocation in different sectors. So physical risk based on the country, based on the locations, it is going to generate those kind of stuff. We will see that how it's work on that side. I did the same step as you, but my result are different that your. Why could that be? So yeah, Shruti has asked this question. So uh, here you have to be a very smart. You have to give the particular prompt, particular exercise when you are generating a detailed analysis report. When you do any kind of analysis along with any kind of AI tools, you can see that any mistakes that has been done by the AI, it can be not solved. It can be a double check response as well. So here you can see the Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double check your response. So Claude is giving you the whole analysis along with the formula, along with the analysis. So sometimes when you do taking out the outputs, you will see that the total of the scope 1 emissions is referenced by any other row. So you have to check that particular analysis that this scope 1 emission is referenced correctly in your summary dashboard, or it is the different one. So those kind of stuff is you have to manage, and as a human, you have to understand that how it's helpful to understand your making your more productive and giving a more prompt. So that is why the free plan is less tokenable, and you can go with the pro plan, and which gives you a good amount of analysis. How can AI be used for transitions planning and emission reduction strategy work? So emission reduction strategy work, that is a net zero strategy, definitely we will see in detail. If you want to one-to-one session, you can also DM me. You can also part of that particular requirements. So how AI can helpful for the strategy is, when the carbon pricing is rising, what are the strategies that companies suitable and located in USA? What are the impact of the policy regulations in Europe to the Indian manufacturing company of small medium enterprises? So if you do a good prompt analysis with the Claude, it will generate the detailed, structured net zero strategy plan to reduce your emissions very well. So it will suggest you that various technology, various types of emissions reductions through your various scope 3 categories or maybe scope 1 categories, and it will suggest based on your data availability and based on your capital budget. So it gives you a good amount of transition planning as well as the emission reduction strategy very well. Most of the work is mainly at the data part. How did you deal with managing data issues and mapping between the multiple files when it comes under the using Claude? So definitely, you have Claude Code installed in your laptop. So it generates the Claude.md file, and you can connect your folder to your local computer, and you can just ask to use those particular folder whenever you are doing a particular analysis. So it is very structured way that Claude is working for your particular local folder. So here I'm going to stop, and then we will continue all the questions that has been asked in the chat box. I will take from the slide track questions, and then we will continue. So we will see the presentation file. So let me show you. So now this is the presentation file that has been generated. For the board presentation, I have been asked that if I want to represent the whole analysis, then how I'm going to represent the whole board presentation. So here you can see the fail to load document. Sometimes it's generate various types of analysis. It's take too much of time, but when you do a download, then you will have a good amount of data. So I'm just sharing the Claude window so that you can see the window. So here you can see, as I mentioned, that when I click on the presentation file, it's showing me to fail to load document because it's specified the particular productions build to avoid. It's just a details that it is giving by the Claude, but when you click on the download button, you will have the presentation ready. So I'm just showing you the presentation, that how it's work and how it's showing. So I'm just downloading the presentation file and sharing the screen of presentation. So I'm sharing the presentation file now so that you can see the board presentation that is generated by Claude, not by me. I have give a smart prompt so that it can be generated very attractive presentations that your board member, your client can understand very well. So here you can see the GHG emission report, scope 1 and scope 2 based on the GHG protocol, and you can see the total emissions, you can see the scope 1, you can see the scope 2 emissions, and the executive summary as well. What are the total portfolio emissions, what are the manufacturing related stuff, what are the data qualities that already flagged by the Claude, and what are the recommended actions that needs to be done. for the scope 1 versus scope 2 breakdown is you can see the chart that has been generated by the Claude very well, and it is taking a lots of time when you are going to do manually. Scope 1 versus scope 2 breakdown, as you see that 90% of the scope 2 is generated through the various facilities because of the electricity generations. You can see the emissions by the countries. First country, the most emitted country is the United States. You can see the top 10 country in the right hand side. Then top 15 facilities by total emissions, and it's through the Jakarta manufacturing facilities. So you have to understand that reducing your emissions through your particular facilities, it can be more easier if you have those kind of presentation or the Excel analysis. Then performance by facility type. So you can see the manufacturing, offices, warehouse, and data center. What are the emission trajectory throughout the 2030, throughout the 25 and 24, so that you can understand what are the target illustrative. Uh, Also, I have asked to flag the data quality assessment. So based on the data, Claude has been flagged 21, which is required actions, where some of that data doesn't have the electricity data. Some of that doesn't have the scope 1 fuel recorded. So those kind of quality analysis is also can be done through the again, it's a black screen for you. So let me show you. I'm just resharing the screen to showcase the presentation, and let me know once you can see my screen. Yeah, thank you very much. I hope you now see my screen. So as I explained, the GHG emission report presentation, that is board presentation, scope 1 versus scope 2 emissions by country, various top 15 facilities, performance by facilities type, and data qualities related assessment and other stuff. So those kind of fuel recorded has been done through those kind of data quality assessment, and the methodology and the GHG protocol, which because it's very important when you do assurance, and also for scope 1 calculations, what are the formula, what are the conversion factors, what are the different scope 2 electricity, what are the base year you have chosen, what are the scope 1 diesel and fuel oil can be calculated, and what are the emissions factors reference that has been done, and what are the organizational boundaries that you have been approached. So those kind of stuff, it's been used by the Claude Code, and you can have the detailed analysis of those kind of stuff, which is very important to understand that how it's work for the Claude Code. And recommended actions, that next steps is for immediate, short term, and medium term. As Shruti was asking in the chat box, that how it's helpful for emissions reduction related stuff. So that is the recommendations that given by the Claude only, and the overall board presentations you can send to your management or the senior manager reporting. So this is the presentations. Again, I'm going to show you the report file. So we have been asked three things: Excel sheets, report, and the presentation file, and it is now has been generated. So you can see that document audit documentation is also ready. I'm going to download that document. So that document called as a GHG inventory audit documentation. So I'm just opening that document to show you that how it's look like. We will go to the another climate risk analysis demo as well. So stay with me, and I will show you the different strategy as well, that how you can do a good analysis of ESG reporting and the climate risk as well. So stay with me and bear with me to understand this productive and efficient manner to do your day-to-day life and make your life much easier. So now I'm sharing the report file that has been generated, the audit ready report in the Word format. You can also edit wherever required. So you can see the detailed of the Word file, and you can add reporting organizations, reporting periods, whatever that you want to add. This is the executive summary that has been generated. Scope 1 emissions factors that has been used, diesel, fuel, oil, electricity, each and every stuff that has been given by the Claude, and it's be formatted. Even the report is also formatted very well because it took lots of time if you are doing a manually, and it is very important to calculate all the stuff very well. And scope 1, scope 2, emission summary, assumptions and limitations, which is very important, that what are the key assumptions has been taken for the GHG emission inventory, and you have to disclose this as per CSRD and as per the ISSB related stuff. So know your limitations very well, quality check, criteria, threshold limits, what are the results, what are the uncertainty assessment, and these are the all the verification scope for assurance ready related report. And that is a very important stuff that you can do very well. So this is the one of the best example that for the GHG emission inventory. And now we are going to check for the climate risk analysis related stuff. So I'm just sharing the screen for the climate risk analysis related stuff has been generated. So, what we have been asked to the Claude to calculate the climate risk value at risk for 100 million asset under management portfolio, that helps to create, understand those kind of stuff. So, I have given the two files and the prompt that you can also see in the PDF file. So basically, it's create a full analysis and generated all the outputs. I have been asked two outputs. One is the TCFD based word report, and the second is the CVAR metric analysis dashboard as well. So climate value at risk, which is a key result. So portfolio across the 52 holdings that covers uh, more than 500 million, which is 812 K across the asset under management, and it covers the scenario through the ordinary, disorderly and hothouse. So its expected loss is 73 million in 2023, so based on the orderly transitions. And the CVAR, which is a climate value at risk, if it is going to be a 95% interval, then it will be a 5.7 million loss. So this value we are looking for the particular portfolio, that these are the value that we are going to lose for 2030, and by 2050 it will be the 200 million. So almost the 25% of invested value is going to be lost. So here you can see the detailed TCFD climate risk report has been generated. I'm going to download to show you that how it's look like, and how it show you that for particular analysis of the climate scenario analysis. So I'm just the word report that helpful for you to understand what are the powerful tool that Claude Code can do. And there is a one surprise that I'm going to share in few minutes. You can write your question, sorry, and I will try to answer each and every questions. TCFD based climate risk report. So it's now been downloaded, and here we go. So this is the climate risk assessment report, climate value at risk for portfolio value of 500 million. And you can see the uh, analysis and the color coding that have been used by the Claude Code very well through the various scenario. And you can do those kind of executive summary for the various types of expected loss and other stuff, and requirement of portfolio overview, TCFD climate risk related reporting work, transition risk analysis, what will happen if the mining corp, which is a 42.5% impact because of the climate risk, and also the war is going on. So because of that also oil, gas and other stuff is going to be impact. So those related scenario, we have to understand how its scenario has been worked. For the physical risk assessment, you can see the based on the geographics. Shruti was asking the same questions, how it's working for the physical risk. So based on the country, acute risk and the chronic risk has been calculated, and based on that, financial impact has been calculated for the physical risk assessment. And you can see the overall composting result as well for the climate value at risk and aggregated for the CVAR analysis. CVAR is very powerful term to understand, and if you can do this kind of analysis, you will get a good amount of money in terms of job, in terms of your freelancing, or in terms of client requirement. Stay with me, I will show you that how you can earn the more money through this kind of Cloud Code as well, that I'm already doing for the various types of client as well. So sector level CVAR breakdown, you can see the value at risk by 2030 and value at risk by 2050 as well. So that is a very important and powerful tool that you can utilize, but you have to be a very smart, you have to be very clear technically that how climate risk analysis can be done. And for that, you can join my climate risk assessment masterclass, where we are going to join and learn in Excel that how climate risk scenario, whatever calculation has been done by the Cloud Code, we will see actual formula and actual things in the Excel sheets. And you can, if you are a YouTube subscriber, then definitely you are going to see the end-to-end 39 modules series, each and every modules that covers a very good practical learning example for each and every policy level. So this is the climate risk analysis related report work. I'm showing you the dashboard that I've been asked to the Claude to generate the dashboard very well. So let me share the screen. So this is the report, that TCFD based report, and the climate risk dashboards that I have been asked to generate. So you can see the in Excel sheets, Claude have generated this climate level value at risk as well. And you can see the various types of analysis for the CVAR analysis and other stuff. So I'm going to share, download the detailed Excel sheet and open the Excel sheet for you. I'm just sharing my screen for the Excel sheet. It is just opening. Climate risk dashboard Excel sheet is already generated by the Claude, and you can see the detailed analysis that each and every CVAR analysis has been done for what are the impact is going to be done through the various scenario. Why this output has been generated really well, because I have give a prompt and the dependencies and the skills very well, so that it's generate a good amount of response. If you are not getting this much kind of response, stay with me up to this particular webinar. I will show you that how it can be generated. Physical risk assessment is also there. You can see the color coding as well, that very high, high and low, medium. Transition risk detail as well, and the methodology and the data source that have been used by the Claude Code. So you can also learn from this kind of stuff, that which type of methodology is already available, which type of framework is already available for climate scenario analysis. So this is a tool that have been generated, and you can utilize those detailed out uh, analysis for each and every stuff. We are pausing here, and we will see the few questions, and then I will show you again the good surprise that can help you in your day-to-day life as well. So yeah, we are here. I get this message: this conversion is too long to continue. Start a new chat or remove some tools to free up space. So this is the very common error that Claude Code is giving to you, because you already used Claude Code very frequently, and you have a good amount of chat data already in Claude Code. So you can delete your earlier chats that already have been utilized by you, and then you can continue with the particular requirement. Any comments on privacy or security of the data that is uploaded? How safe is the company or the client data? It's up to you that how you are going to use those kind of data. If you are in a typical corporate company which is not supporting the Claude Code at all, then you should not upload your company data on the Claude Code portal. But in a few years and near future, Copilot is already there. Most of the corporate companies are using the Copilot. You can utilize few of the structures of Copilot for the particular requirements of ESG reporting and climate risk. So that is through the Microsoft. Cloud Code is also giving the enterprise level subscription. So if your corporate companies has those kind of subscriptions, you can ask those stuff. And if not, you can ask to the company. If you are buying those kind of stuff, then definitely it will be helpful for your overall productions and manufacturing and overall productive and efficiencies of the whole cycle. So it is depends on you, your company, that whether your data is very confidential to upload on the Cloud platform. There is also the APIs that are the safety APIs that can be buy to protect your data very well. And Cloud Code is definitely utilized everywhere. Every corporate companies and every big companies, large companies nowadays, they are using. So if you are not using at this moment, you should start at least from the free plan, and then slowly you can become a more pro on that side. So yeah, someone is just chatting along those kind of stuff. Can you type the prompt? I missed that part. So I think Kirti, so you can download through the drive, which is available link in the description box, and you can download the data sets and the instructions of the prompt, and you can do yourself. Do we get the full access of the all module links? Definitely module 1 to 39. You will get the access of full links, unless but you have to subscribe this channel and follow on the Instagram and join the community. I know black screen is very messy and it's a very frustrating for you, but sorry for my side. Will we see the use of MCP server and application of agents? Yes, Satyajit, but in a near future, not in this webinar because it's a too long webinar to understand. I'm going to share something that helpful for you to understand the MCP server and application agents. So stay with me. If we adding a double materiality assessment as another prompt, it will be great. Definitely, it is a good idea. I'm giving you a two demo, and definitely I'm going to also add each and every stuff that we are going to see in end-to-end ESG reporting through the AI as well. So what about the AI hallucination issue that comes in all these report generations? So yeah, Kirti, so you can utilize those kind of stuff when you downloaded all the reports. You can see, you can check your letters, you can check your fonts, you can check your data as well. As a human, you have to check as a third-party consultant for the AI-based generated stuff. Thank you, Sandeep. Always fruitful sessions with you. We are using Copilot in the company, but it is not as useful as Claude. You are right, Shruti, but definitely Copilot is also going to become with the co-work and Copilot code. So it is going to be a future link related stuff into the Copilot, but the Copilot 365 is not up to the mark. But if you are using internally for by yourself, you might be a different employee rather than the other employee. So you should use if you want to explore the Claude for your personal and for your internal experience and the knowledge, and then you can introduce the Claude and your analysis to your company whenever it's the right time. Data cleaning mapping is the main challenge. So definitely data cleaning is the main challenge. For that also Claude can do a really well job, and based on that you can also connect the Power BI very well. So now I'm again sharing my screen to continue to our session. So what we have seen is the transitions of your ESG workflow, that is before traditional manual process that has been done. If you doing 47 facilities that copying emissions factors from 1 to and it's 11 days, and after the Claude Code powered workflow that we have been done, it's just on 3 minutes. So earlier it was a manual process, now it's automated. You have to just give the prompt to the particular analysis in simple plain language in English, so that Claude can understand your emotions very well. Earlier 3 days data preparation has been done. You have to be a 30 minutes assurance package related stuff that needs to be done through the various emissions factors and various frameworks that are already available. And earlier you have to repeat it yourself, re-explaining methodology to every team member, but here Claude Code is generating your explanatory methodology very well, and you can share those kind of methodology to your colleague, and it's a very independent work that you can generate your reports and dashboard within your IT dependency. So this is a very powerful stuff. Now moving into the another hands-on practical example that I want you to do after this webinar, or maybe you can continue if you are doing those kind of stuff. So the real ESG task your team is facing every quarter to solve with one uh, typical category, which is a scope 3 category, and category 6 is also the very important. So you have a flight data from three sources. For example, corporate travel agency that gives you in under the miles, expense systems segments, and self-reported staff data that mixed every kilometers and miles very well. So scope 3 category 6 emissions due in maybe in 2 hours if you are doing a good type of prompt into the Claude Code. So to generate a good amount of scope 3 categories under the scope category 6, then you have to write a good plain English to Claude, and it will generate a very good amount of outputs. So here you can see the prompt that type in plain English. I have mentioned that I have three CSV file. One which is agency flight related details. Second, which is expense related data, and the third one is employee travel which is submitted by the employees through the kilometers, miles, and other stuff. Calculate for me for the scope 3 category 6, and you can utilize the emissions factor of DEFRA UK 2024 factors and convert all the distance to kilometers and apply short hole or long hole radiative forcing and produce the tons of CO2 equivalent summary by your employee level and the travel class. You have to just write this 40 words, and you will generate all the stuff in 12 seconds, and you will see the all the result that you can see the here, and it generate output really well. You can see the overall tons of CO2 equivalent and what are the flight process, what are the overall audit ready code that saved. So you can do this hands-on practical example. So that is also again a prompt based related stuff. Now we will see the much more advanced level, that how the advanced level can be generated. So I want to share the Claude Code can do a lots of other things that make your life much easier. It generate the Python code that helps you to create your dashboards, tools, analysis software, applications, reporting dashboards really well. And for that, you don't require any kind of coding language knowledge, and you don't require to understand any kind of language at all. So I'm just showing you the 2 3 tool example that have been generated already, and why it is important to generate by yourself is I will show you. So I am sharing my screen. I have been generated a few calculator which takes me good amount of time to generate the prompt, and when I give the prompt to the Claude Code, it's generate for me all the coding related stuff really well. I'm just showing you that calculator and the dashboard. So few people who already joined with me so many time, you can see this dashboards that usually I used to share every time, and that dashboard has been generated through the Claude Code and through the various types of coding related stuff, and it is generated through the particular prompt and particular requirements that can be generated. So if I'm just adding those kind of details, it's generate a good amount of scope 1 and scope 2 related quantity analysis for me, and it's very really well that how it's worked for the scope 1 2 3 emissions uh, generations. So it's generating lots of stuff. You can enter all the data, you can enter the download CSV template and then upload the particular requirements, and you will have the track of those dashboards. I am selling these dashboards to various corporate clients and individuals in a good amount of money as well, and for the students and for the university I am sharing this particular dashboards in a very discounted mode. So if you are interested, definitely you can utilize, but you are into this particular webinar, so you can generate this kind of dashboard. The second dashboards, I can show you this physical climate risk analysis. So you can upload the particular portfolio analysis if you have that. I already shared the 500 million portfolio asset under managements for the particular things, and you can see the particular single asset analysis as well. You can add the London related stuff, asset value, and if you want the time horizon, 2030 2050, and based on the scenario you can select the particular scenario, and you can run the climate risk analysis, and you will see the overall single asset analysis for the physical risk assessment. That overall risk is 54, map visualizations, you can see that where your asset has been located, which is located in the London. Hazard risk table, you can see what are the key drivers for each and every hazards, and also what are the time horizon based on the scenario, and what are the risk score comparison across the time, and what are the business impact, which is helpful for to copy paste into your report, which is a potential business impact, and what are the value at risk based on the confidential level, that river flood or particular things. So you can calculate your value at risk as well, and adoptions recommendations as well, what are the nature based solutions, what are the insurance related planning and other stuff. You can export each and every detail through this particular dashboard calculations, and you can advance your feature really well based on the requirement. So I built these dashboards, I built this code through the AI only, through the Claude as well as the ChatGPT as well as the Gemini. And you can also develop this kind of dashboards for your company, for your particular journey, and each and every requirement. So this kind of dashboards, this kind of tool, I have created this much amount of dashboards under my portfolio. Recently I also use this make water energy nexus applications for the government. So in UK I have generated that what are the availability of water and energy that suffice the gap of the data centers that are coming up for the AI. So it's generating for me really well, and you can also utilize those kind of stuff really well. But how you can utilize? What are the options that you have? What are the things that you have to understand? So you can see those uh, water energy nexus applications that is running right now. So you can see the overall UK water energy nexus resilience, and I have analyzed 12 region, what are the highest gap, what are the lowest gap, and region wise I have give the score where uh, uh, Southeast England require a good amount of investment to generate the energy and the water requirement to suffice the data center gaps for the AI. So those kind of analysis is very important to understand, and you can generate a lots of stuff. The question is remain the same: how you are going to be understand and how you can learn of Claude Code AI, so that you can also do this kind of stuff that I already have been done. And for that, I have been introducing this cohort, which is right time for you to expert in AI, because if you are not in this particular race, then you will be left behind for the ESG, climate, and sustainability professional. So this is right time to expert in AI, whether through this particular cohort or based on your requirements, and transform your journey that emissions, ESG and climate risk analysis that have been done manually earlier. But nowadays, AI can helpful for you for really well understanding. So here I'm just introducing the cohort, which is one kind of course that giving you the expert in the Claude Code, which join you through the automate all the GHG calculations. Shruti was asking, or someone was asking, that we can automate the workflow or not. So we are going to see the how to automate the GHG calculation workflow really well, and how it's helpful for creating a TCFD or CSRD or ISSB report. What are the process multi-sources ESG data? What can be the reduce in 3 days to 30 minutes? What can be the 100% methodology audit ready? So this all the curriculum, lots of people has been asked what are the skills has been utilized, what are the dependencies has been utilized, and how it to configure with the Claude.md. So we will start from the module 0, which is a foundation and setup, that how Claude Code can install, how Claude Code can be done, into the free plan as well as the pro plan, what are the smart way to do those kind of stuff for the ESG, sustainability, and the climate. Module 1 will be the ESG data integrations, and we will attach all the PDFs, APIs, Access, CSV, service, emissions factors, how we can attach to the Claude Code. We will see the GHG calculations, TCFD scenario analysis that I already show you the demo of two, and CSRD and ESRS automations, that how ESRS automations can be done. Module 5 the GRI and SSB reporting work. Module 6 will be the supply chain and scope 3 emissions. Module 7 will be the dashboards and visualizations that I already show you that how I have created these dashboards and already selling these dashboards to the corporate companies and government. And module 8 will be the assurance and audit preparations for the various types of lesson. So you don't need to code anything. Claude Code will generate the code, and we will see that how that Python code will utilize in Visual Studio, in Cursor, in online streamline app, and how you are going to develop the dashboard as a sustainability manager or ESG financial analysis, ESG consultant. These are the various types of pain that you do have in your day-to-day life, and after this particular cohort you will understand what are the data gaps, what are the data set generate can be done through the various types of analysis. So we will also see the 35 plus real world tools you keep forever that has been generated by the Claude Code only that I already generated, and I will showcase you that I have been generated since a long time, and I will show you that what are how you can generate this all the 30 plus real world tools that helpful for your day-to-day life or your client as well. So we will see the GHG calculator, we will see the TCFD report dashboard and the ISSB and CSRD report dashboards that you don't need to buy the SaaS based product at all. You don't need to give money to Watershed or Planetix and other stuff. You can generate a lots of stuff to do dashboard reporting. We will see the scope 3 analysis that how every category 15 can be done through the each and every calculation. We will see the how ESG dashboards can be done, and we will see the overall Claude MD library, which help you to reusable the template and what are the various industries that can be helpful for those kind of stuff. So overall, the impact is what learners can achieve after this course is 80% of your data preparation time can be reduced from 3 days to 4 hours for full GHG emission inventory, for example, and 30 minutes for assurance pack ready, and 6 time frameworks from one data set. You can utilize lots of frameworks in one particular prompt, and 100% reproducible result, and you can see the learner voice. I already introduced this cohort in the Northern Ireland and some of that part of the West Midland in UK. So few of the learner voice which already part of the Fortune 500, FTSE 250, and NYSE companies. So here, few of the feedbacks that you already see the particular requirement. So one of the sustainability managers who is part of the FTSE 250 manufacturing company, he automated entire scope 3 data pipeline in our module 6, and he generated the quarterly report that went from 3 weeks to 4 hours, and he got a good amount of performance based bonus as well as from sustainability analyst to the promotion to the sustainability managers in his company. Also the private equity portfolio, uh, one of the lady who is working as a part of the ESG manager in private equity portfolio. So she has to do a CSRD module alone, was typical for generations of ESRS E1 disclosure with various types of deadlines. So she has been generated that private equity portfolio based on the SFDR and CSRD really well through the Claude Code. Also, one of the big four advisory who was working in PwC, she has zero Python experience, and they have done this Claude Code generates a code and cleaner for every types of manual task to the various types of categories analysis for the climate risk. So these are the stuff that you can also achieve, and these are the prompt example that have been used by the learner earlier my previous cohort in Northern Ireland, and few of the GHG emission analysis that have been generated through this kind of prompt. Few of the audit, few of the TCFA risk analysis. These are the prompt I'm giving you during the whole course and the whole cohort that we are going to launch the simple plain English sentence that help you to generate a detailed prompt output that you already saw for the GHG emission inventory and the overall climate risk analysis. And the structure format for the busy professional. It's a self-paced course. We will have the video lessons. We will have the hands-on exercise. We will have one-to-one call as well. We will have the starter code, Claude Code library, so that you can have a 35 plus pre-built Claude templates, and you can from week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and week 5, and you will have a good amount of expert in Claude Code. So to join now, because the regulatory deadline is already here, because CSRD ESRS is already introduced and omnibus package is already being introduced. In 2025 SSB, almost all the jurisdictions is already adopted. In USA, SEC Climate are going to introduce in 2026 already, and 2027 the CSRD wave 2 is coming up. In 2028 the full scope 3 emissions has been done. So to make sure that you are most productive enough and you are most ahead in the AI era, that you are good ESG and climate risk professional, then you have to join this cohort really well. So for that, uh, join the cohort, transform your ESG career with me, and we will start this whole 5 weeks cohort by 30 March. So we will have the limited 50 seats only. I'm not going to take more persons, more than the 50, and there is a no pre is required. 100% online and globally available. Certificate I will give you after the completions. Language will be the English, and you will have the lifetime access for all the modules, all the deliverables, and all the dashboards that I have been generated for the clients. So I'm just sharing the link. You can just register yourself whenever you want, and we will see the details of MCP server. We will see the details of each and every Claude related data that help you to understand how it's work and how it's not work for each and every library skills and dependencies. And for if you are registering and you are the first 25, you will get the 10% more discounts if you are just adding a Claude 10 into the registrations when you are just doing a checkout. So I'm just sharing the link in pin message as well as in description box. You can add this discount code as well. I'm have been shared in the chat box, so you can click on the link and you can have registered. I can see the already 3 people have been joined. So great. You can utilize this Claude 10 for the first 25 seats only. And I'm going to stop the particular link, registration link, once the 50 seats has been touched, because I'm not taking much more uh, people into the particular cohort, so that you can also have access to one-to-one with me as well as the various deliverables. So you can use this registration link. I will share in our community as well. uh, the common questions you might have, that do I need any programming experience? There is a no particular requirements. What if I already know the Python? Definitely it's a very well stuff. You, if you want to change your professions from your software engineering to the ESG climate and sustainability, then it is the great approach. So Cloud Code makes them a 5 to 10 times faster. How much time does it take to each week? So it will be the 3 to 5 hours, depends depending on your requirement, or how you are doing and your job. So is the course kept current with a new frameworks? Definitely yes. We will see the CSRD updated omnibus package as well as the various types of jurisdiction based ISSB standards, and how Cloud Code helpful for you to understand the updated materials. What computer do I need? So any kind of computer you can utilize, Mac, Windows 10, or any kind of RAM. For example, 8 GBs is the minimum, and definitely you will have those kind of RAM for particular laptop. And can I use this for real client or company work? Definitely yes. As simple as that, you can generate lots of dashboards. Several learners have been already used, and they have utilized lots of dashboards really well. So you can join now, and the professionals who thrive in the next decade of ESG will be those who can handle more data faster with more precision. And you have to be a more productive, and you can be more productive and efficient through this Claude Code. So register yourself. I will share the details once you registered. When once you registered in the cohort, I can see the 15 people already registered. So just a 10 seats available for the discount. You can see the Claude 10 related discount code. If you just enter the Claude 10, you will get the 10% discount now. And I will you have to share the screenshot once you register the cohort to my WhatsApp number, and you will have the direct access to me for one to one. So we will have the starting date and the time. We will let you know that when we are going to start the whole cohort process for the Claude Code for the climate risk and ESG reporting. So here we are going to end, and we are going to taking some of that questions if you have, and we will have some questions that is available in the chat box. So if we are adding a climate risk scenario based on the IPCC assessment report 6, then what will be the output? So yes, that is a very good question. So based on the IPCC assessment report 6, there is emissions factors. So IPCC is generating a global warming potential first, and based on that, it's generating the scenario. So IPCC scenario is different, and IPCC emissions factor is different. So IPCC scenario is called as a SSP, and how that SSP helpful for climate scenario analysis. So you have to upload that particular climate scenario SSP1 to SSP8, and based on that you can generate the climate scenario analysis for your portfolio. For the emission GHG emission related stuff, you have to add the details requirements, and you can add uh, your GHG emission scope 1 and 2 category. Thank you Shruti. Thank you Rashmi Ranjan. If you can share the content for the course, it will be helpful. Definitely, who is going to registration for this particular course? I'm going to share the detailed curriculum PDF, and I'm just sharing the detailed curriculum PDF right now, just for my subscribers, so that you will have the idea that what are going to be covered in the curriculum. So just bear with me. I'm just sharing the screen. So I'm sharing the detailed curriculum for the each and every lesson that we are going to learn through the Claude Code. You can see this whole detailed curriculum. I am not going to share to everyone, but if you are registering, then only you will get the detailed uh, contents of what we are going to learn throughout the whole cohort. As I mentioned, it is a foundation, and it is starting from the foundation's journey, and you can see that detailed cohort that I have been design through my experience, through my whole client, and throughout my previous cohort as well. So 9 modules, 40 plus hands-on lessons, 35 plus real-world application. We will start from the Claude Code technical stuff, that how it's work and how it's going to be installed, what are the requirements, step 1, step 2, step 3, each and every stuff we are going to check. And then we will start from the effective manner for the ESG related stuff from the ESG data foundations, and we will see each and every framework for CSRD, GRI, SASB, and each and every scope 1, 2, 3 emissions metrics and other stuff, that how it's worked through the Claude Code and building a data pipeline, because transforming the data, getting the data, utilize the utility bills and other stuff, it is very important. And GHG accounting and carbon footprint automations, we will see in module 2, that how you can build the workflow so that you can add the data manually whenever it's required, whenever it comes with you, and you can generate the whole automations whenever it's required for scope 1 and scope 2 and scope 3. Then we will see the module 3 with climate risk assessment, also the module 4 that covers the more TCFD, CSRD, ISSB related regulatory reporting frameworks through the Claude and how it's worked for the various types of stuff. Also the ESG scoring and benchmarking for the materiality analysis, double materiality, IRO, and also the analysis of the net zero pathway for the science-based target initiatives, to submit the science-based target initiatives, that how Cloud Code can help you to build each and every stuff. We will see the detailed exercise, and then we are going to develop dashboards through the visualizations and stakeholder mapping, and we will see the each and every ESG dashboards in including the advanced automations through the agentic ESG workflow. I will showcase you and I will teach you that how the agentic ESG workflow can be generated for the each and every climate risk and ESG professional, so that you can understand really well. And we will have the various types of appendix that help you to understand the methodology frameworks and the various types of library. So it's a very detailed curriculum. I'm just showing you, since you are already here and you are watching this video and you are part of my subscriber and followers and the community. So that is I'm sharing this detailed curriculum here with you. But to get the whole detailed curriculum, you have to register, and the discount code, you can add Claude Code. Uh, no, the Claude code is discount code is not expired. You can add Cloud Code discount code. If you feel any problem, you can just DM us once you registered, or you can also message on Instagram, LinkedIn, or the WhatsApp group that are links already in the chat box as well as in the description box of this video. So you can see the details of those kind of stuff. I can see the 27 people already registered and they have been utilized those kind of stuff. So that is the reason might be Claude 10 is not going to be work for you for 10%. But if you are still interested and if you are wanted to join the cohort, just message on Instagram or the WhatsApp, directly DM us and we will let you know that how it can be done. So thank you very much for your time, and we will see you in the next module, next session, next webinar, or those who already registered, we will see you in the Cloud Code webinar related detail out sessions that help you to build your ESG and sustainability and climate journey really well. So thank you very much. See you and cheers. Bye. Thank you.